Yeah, so it seemed my last stream somehow managed to turn itself off. I have no idea why or how long that's been going on. However, I'm back now. So I've just fixed some industrial area here, which seemed to have been a bit empty. Now it's gonna be a lot more packed. I also want to add a pedestrian path over here to finish off this curve, if you understand what I mean. Let's see, try and smooth this out a bit so I don't get these weird heights on the middle of the road here. Okay, now it's actually a bit uneven again. Let's try and expand this a little further out and then do it. Yeah, that's better. Let's also force this road to get a bit closer so it connects better. That way. Looks a bit better in my opinion. I'm gonna be right back, check the list of things I was gonna do in this stream. I had some ideas, just don't wanna forget them right now. Yeah, there was something with this oppression office here. I'm gonna fix that. Let's quickly move it into this area. I felt like it was really empty, so I want to occupy more of this green piece here. If not, just add more road. That could actually make sense. Let's try and add a street from out here. Doesn't look too bad now, does it? Raise this up a bit with the move it tool. Fill these empty patches with grass, with concrete. to remove that patch, I'm just gonna move this pedestrian road a bit closer, like so. Looks a bit better. This area is still a bit empty. I'm gonna do some more things there. First of all, I'm gonna do a quick change on this side here. Could use this road, but it has a tendency to mess up the zoning. So I'm gonna start by using this road here. Use the movie tool again to make it fit better. Maybe even have a bit of a curve on it. Might make a bit sense. Kind of have it follow this curve here. The zoning is gonna be a bit more difficult now. This gas station here, I'd have to do something with that. But first of all, I'll have to connect this road. Which seems I could do from this place. Okay, so that's not the same kind of road, apparently. But that should be okay. Now I might as well upgrade this whole street to that kind of road so I don't get that weird transition. A bit pedestrian road here to connect it. That way. And I could just move this one, I think, if there's enough space. It might be a bit difficult. Try and have it over here. Okay. Is there any other spots? Here, a bit too far away, I think. I could rotate this a bit. Like so. That also works. try and get a little bit more space on this side here. That's better. Now I can move on to this area again. Expand this road a bit. Let's see what I can add in that small spot. There's probably not gonna be a lot of things I could add. Let's try and add a commercial building, like so. The rest could just be zoning, I guess. Actually, let's try and add another one over here. If I can manage to get that to work. This one could fit, I guess. Let's try that. There you go. That's better. Oh, okay, so there's some things been going on here, I guess. Let's try and fix that. Just add some zoning, or copy this building. That should be good. Let's see over here again. Some buildings have spawned, but I need to fill in this spot here, which wouldn't work with the usual zoning squares, because they are way too small. It will just be tiny buildings. So I'll try to fill it in with one big instead, if I can find that. I just need something that fits. That's too big. Maybe something on residential. Most of them are too big. Yeah, let's try and search through this area a bit. See if you can find some smaller buildings. This one is a commercial building. Let's try that. Add that over here. Now this will spawn into each other at the moment, but I could try and rotate it a bit. Remove this one. Might be a bit better. Let's see when that sorry. Let's see when that grows up. And if it looks too weird, as you can see, it kind of goes into this building. I might rotate this a bit in that direction. Doesn't seem to be too far off, actually. Could become quite decent. Just filling this area in. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for the building to grow up. Yeah, as you can see, they are really close, so I'm gonna rotate this a bit to give them some space, and to make sure there's not gonna be another building growing there, I'm just gonna remove the zoning. It will stay there because I have actually downloaded a mod which should help my buildings stay there, even though I've removed the zoning. And now this area doesn't look too bad, and I hope a lot of people are gonna go through that place. I'm not sure if pedestrians can use this bridge here. As you can see, it's really narrow if you have vehicles on it. Okay, so they can use it. I'm guessing they'll be using the same area as the cars. Could be an issue. We'll have to see that when that time comes. Actually, I might have rotated this a bit too much. Let's try and keep them a bit equal in angle. A bit more. There. That should be better. Over here, let's move this one a bit further away from the path, like so. And let's also add a piece of concrete. That should be good. Now, if I can find some trees and add that as well, that would be really cool. These might be a bit too big. Could have one here. Over here there might be some issues, so I'm gonna use this tree, which is I think the smallest one I have. Let's use the curve tool and have them placed on a line like this. Let's try and get in first person view here. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Lots of trees along the road here. If we hover the road here, we can see it's a bit of space here. If I remove the concrete, you can see it a bit better. So I think I'm gonna add a few trees there as well. Like so. And they seem to be a bit how do I say it? Unstraight. It's not the correct word, I know, but kind of explains it, doesn't it? Seems it's a bit closer to the road on this side. Opposite, sorry. Maybe that's better. Could be, I think so. Let's add a piece of concrete here then. Oops. Like so. Let's also remove this tree since it's on top of concrete. That should be good. This area here. Might be I actually should remove the concrete here. If not, add gravel instead. I think gravel could make more sense. Oh, okay. Well, I forgot to log off Steam, so I'll be right back. Okay, back now, and Steam should be disabled or offline, so I don't get these pop-ups anymore. Okay, that didn't work. Here I could add some concrete texturing. Okay, that's good. Where else? Well, I could actually remove the concrete this way, since there's really no use for a pedestrian path down here. This kind of ends. That's a bit better. Let's see where else I could do that. Here. Like so. And here. Oh yeah, there's this line here which I want to use for something. So let's try and find a few buildings that could fit in that area. This one is a bit too big. Could fit here though. That way. Try and rotate it a bit. Have it as close to 90 degrees as possible. Seems to be a bit laggy at the moment. That should be good. This area here needs even smaller buildings. Something like this. I think this one could work. Though they are not the prettiest buildings. Okay, so over here they are refusing to be placed. I'll just have to use the movie tool and copy them instead. And now I could maybe add a quay along the road here. If I can manage to do that. Might be a bit difficult. This is better. Let's move this down till it kind of hits the terrain perfectly. I think it's the cars that's lagging this. For some strange reason, the cars are updating their parking for every move I do. I don't know if it's some sort of update which they did with the game itself, or if it's a mod I have downloaded. Kind of annoying anyway. Is this even? Let's take a look in first person. Should be pretty even. Let's take a look over here as well. Try and move this up a bit. Takes quite a bit of time. That should be good. Could add a small piece here as well. If I can manage to get the middle one selected, that would be great. I guess I'll just have to make it a bit longer first. Like so. This should be good. Let's add a bit more gravel down here, so it sort of fits into the wall. Now I must say that feels a lot better. A more compact city center, which would make sense considering most big cities have a lack of space, so they build in the height. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's because I have enabled snapping. I was kind of confused for a second there. That should be good. Expand this a bit up here. Did that connect? I think not. Again, didn't connect. How strange. Or did it? Okay, so it did connect. This is confusing me. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. Now I can actually make a wall here. Oh, okay. So it just goes That way, I see. And now I messed up the road. Let's see if I can fix this. Try and make a wall first, like that. Then just select it and move it over here. Trying to get a 90-degree angle. So I can't just connect it. I'll have to have it overlap instead. Like so. Let's raise this up a bit. Bit too much maybe. Could try a different approach. I have a few props. Not sure exactly where they were. Maybe here? No. Some concrete wall props. Okay, there they were. The idea was kind of to raise these up here. In that matter. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna fill this area. Roof walkway. Was that what it said? That's interesting. Is there anything here I could use? Probably not. Let's at least fill these empty spots along the wall here with some gravel. Yeah. Now that I think of it, I could also add a tile of concrete here. That way. And fill this area here as well. Add a few patches to make this pedestrian path a bit wider, or look a bit wider. Rotate it a bit. That's good. Now there's this area. Kind of want to do something to that as well. Let's start by moving it a bit further away from the road. And adding some concrete. Could add a pedestrian road, like so. That would kind of make sense. If I can manage to select it, I would change the angle a bit, but I can't seem to make that work. That's a bit better. Yeah. Add a few more trees here again. Okay, so adding all these trees, that looks a bit better. Could add a few here as well. Unless these actually go into the building, then I would move them a bit further away, like so. Try and make them a bit more separated, instead of having them all in one crowd. Add a few more of these small trees here. This area definitely too empty. That's better. Let's remove a few of these and add some of these instead to get a bit more variation here. I think that looks pretty good. Let's add trees along the wall here. That way. Kind of nice. And here as well. Wanna keep this area in front of the flag a bit empty, and I'm gonna create a small area dedicated to that flag. If I can manage to do that. Sort of like that. And I want to add a fountain in the middle. I don't know where these are. Okay, so here they are. That way. The flag could be moved a bit. Definitely. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. The fountain seemed to be floating a bit, so I'll just try and move it a bit down. And also I could use the terrain tool here, try to even out the terrain a bit. I think it's the quay here that's doing the problem, that's causing the issue. Yeah, it seems better now. It was just that the quay was kind of uneven. Let's also remove some of the unnecessary terrain that got on the outside. There you go, that's better. Now I think I'm gonna move a little bit further away from the city center now. This area here, or this area here, seems a bit wasteful of space, especially this section. First I'm gonna upgrade the roads here, because last time I checked these roads I thought of something I haven't really thought of before. I'll show you an example here now. If you go on first person view here, or you don't really have to do that either, but as you go through here you can see something that's kind of strange, which is that if to get to the houses you actually have to drive on top of the grass. I haven't really thought of that before, but I'm pretty sure the areas which with this kind of road has a entrance for each of the buildings without grass on. So that kind of ruins the point with this grass road, which is why I'm gonna refrain from that in this area. Yeah, I can show you my entire city. This is the entire thing. I can't zoom out enough to see the entire thing at once. You can see sort of the entire thing now while I'm looking in at this angle. But you can't really see everything in detail at the same time. But as you can see, it's quite big. I had these farms even out in the corners of the map, sort of, or the edges. If we look this far away, you can see I've used quite a bit of the map, but at the same time almost none of the tiles here are used, and there's also these ocean tiles. So if I was on a more inland map, I could make a much bigger city, assuming I didn't hit the object limit. Still quite nice of a map though. So let's go back into this area here and remove all of these buildings, replace them with some more what can I say, diverse buildings. Does that make sense? Just choose a general low density residential zone and they'll pop up with more random buildings and not just the same over and over again. Now, as you can see, there's two names here. You might be wondering what that is, unless you already saw this, but that's actually a tunnel which goes underneath most of the city, or a big part, I guess. which is kind of cool. There used to be an interchange here, but it was too close, I figured. Even these two interchanges are quite close. So it caused some issues having an interchange here. Now if you want to go this way, you will have to go around like that. Or you can go through here. That can also work. Doesn't seem like this road is suffering a lot of traffic, so there's not too much cars doing that right now. Let's remove the fertile land here, since this is no longer a farmland. And let's add some forests. Add a bit variation to the tree types. That's okay. Here as well. Don't have to be really dense, just kind of remove the look which makes it feel like a field. There's a lot of empty space here. Could be interesting. Let's see if this is flat enough. Yeah, it seems like it. So I'm gonna start by using a simple road and kind of draw that along here. Until I get close enough to this road here to use the curve tool. And now you might notice that there's a lot of trees on top of the road now. I forgot to disable the prop anarchy, so I'll just quickly fix that using the move it tool and sort of select the trees like this. That's a quick fix. Shouldn't be any problems with trees here now. And I also want to use this one. I think a bit over here, that could work. Otherwise I'm not gonna use this. Keep a bit distance from the main road. Some glitch here. Let's try and fix that again. The zoning kind of failed. And that's better. As you can see, the highway is really close here. But I think it should be fine since it's elevated. Might actually be that elevated highways cause more noise pollution in real life, that is. I think I read somewhere that there used to be elevated roads in New York and they had to remove them because it caused so much noise. I mean, it would make sense that tunnels make less noise pollution than elevated roads, of course, which I think it was they replaced the elevated roads with. so that kind of makes sense. But I don't really see why it should be causing more noise pollution than a road on the ground. So actually I might have to look that up later. Okay, so now these should have water access easily. Try and remove some of the trees so I don't hit the tree limit. Okay, that's good. They don't seem to be building at the moment, but I could actually add a playing ground to see if that helps increase the attractiveness a bit. Let's see if I can find that quickly. A small playground, there we go. You should be starting to move in here now. I might as well increase the residential demand to maximum. Yeah, that helped a bit. You can see they are starting to build a bit now. Anyways, meanwhile that's happening, I'll move to this area over here and add some more houses here as well. I'm not gonna touch this road here yet. Kind of leave that as it is. But I could use it. Let's see here. I could use it as a starting point like this. Maybe just replace this road at that point instead. That's kind of better, so you don't get that unnecessary interchange. And let's try and fill in this area with some concrete roads in a organic fashion. Like so. And fill the area with low density residential. Might not fill this space with the main road just yet. Let's use the bucket tool a bit to get it more exact. And that should be a bit better. Might as well connect it over here. I'm gonna connect that with a pedestrian road. There we go. Let's continue this road over here. kind of assume that this area is owned by this rich guy here. That should be good. Let's fill in this with residential as well. Now as this area expands, I might have to add a few more commercial buildings. Like so. And I also want to fix this area a bit more, because, well, it's fair enough that this guy is rich, or woman for that matter, but it looks kind of strange to have a house just alone like that without any nice garden or big parking lot for his or her cars. If you know what I mean. So I wanna detail this area a bit more. Also probably a bit strange to have this bridge here come onto this private road. So let's fix that as well while we're at it. Let's kind of have this road go the other way to this point, instead, or somewhere a bit further up. Oops, let's flatten that out a bit first. Let's have 2 points that are exactly the same height, so you don't get this weird bridge which falls in a slope. That's better. Try and have it end there. Something strange with the terrain. Okay, that's because I flattened it, of course. Now let's try and smooth it out a bit, see if that helps. Not here, of course. Okay, that's better. Now let's try and smooth this out a bit as well. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Now this area is a bit more untouched, but as you can see, this space here is now kind of already taken because the road crossed through his property, or let's assume it isn't, so then we'll just fill in this area with more houses. So now his property line kind of goes around here. Let's mark that a bit better by removing the trees on his property, like so. That doesn't look too bad. Try and smooth this out a bit as well. Okay, that's good. Now let's make a big fence around this whole facility or property. The kind of fence I would use could be quite big. Is this enough? I think that's a bit small. Let's try and use the one with barbed wire on top. This one. So this is actually a prison fence. So that's pretty cool. Apparently this person inside this area here is having a lot of security issues. How far down should we go? Is that good enough? Is it strange that it's in the water? Let's do the same here. So that they can't just cross on the edge of the water. And of course we need some fence along the road here. Let's try and get that as nice as possible. Seems there is some issues with that. Trying to get it very exact. Let's try and curve it a bit, see if that helps. Actually, I have an idea. What if I first move this one over here, about that, then just rotate this accordingly. See if I can make this work. I'm gonna add some more security measures here. If I can find some jersey banners. Sorry, what did I say? I think they're called jersey blockers. Something like that. I need to find these. I have a feeling they're here. Two-lane security banner. Barrier, sorry. Jersey barrier, that was what I meant. Let's add these along here. In this matter. That's good. Let's also add a few of these along the fence here, in case someone tries to run that down with a vehicle. So now this is pretty much secured. I could add some more decoration to this area inside now. This lake possibly. Okay, that disappears from distance, so that can't be good. But I can use some trees and bushes to kind of decorate this a bit more. Let's see here. Like that. Have this one continue down here. Let's open this up a bit more actually. Is that better? Oh yeah, it's the fence. I don't want this fence to be so visible. So I'll have to do some measures to hide that a bit more. Okay, it seems to be glitching a bit right now. Is that better? Still a bit visible. Better than it used to be, at least. I could always add some of these. Where was it? I have to find that wall again. There it was. Could always add some of these. Possibly around this area. Actually, let's use the tiny one, since it's such a unique terrain here. Let's try and see if that works. Select props. Okay, move this up a bit till it sort of becomes a wall. That's better. Kind of disappears in the corner of the screen. That's disappointing, but still pretty cool. Let's add some more detailing to this area here. A abandoned tower. Oh, this would actually be pretty cool. This is something I would imagine a rich person having in their garden. Maybe, I don't know, could be a bit strange. Also, you would have to use a lot of money to get that in your garden as well, unless you actually built it there. Let's see what else I could put in the garden. This could be interesting. Let's just have this sort of go into the building, so it looks like they built a house into a bunker. I think that would be pretty cool. So they sort of expanded it from a bunker from the war. Let's see here. Actually, could place it here as well. Might make a bit more sense. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's see what else there is here. There's some rocks. Could have a bit of this. That's pretty cool. Stones. Yeah, I could have some stones down here, I think. Okay, so it seems one of the stones was placed on top of the path. How to avoid that. But that looks pretty cool. I could use this one from the start off, but then again, this is a castle wall, so it's made out of bricks, which would be unnecessarily expensive if you just want a wall around your house. And of course I have to add some flags here. I could put a boat in this area as well, I think. Or is that strange? Might be a bit strange. Okay. Let's hope that doesn't last. Well, this is a river, so I think it would be strange to have a boat here. The current is quite strong. So I would assume it would be pointless to have a boat there. But I guess you can say they have a boat here then. So they sort of just have it on a different place. Let's go back here. What was that? Okay. I think there's something strange going on with my game right now. What's this? Is it starting to glitch? What is going on here? Why is the fire blinking? Why are the trees blinking as well? Is this everywhere? Did my game just crash? Look at this. The trees are just disappearing when I zoom in. What? That's so strange. Where are the vehicles? Are they gone? Okay, this is just really strange. I'm gonna save this as a new file now. in case the save has been broken. But unless the save actually has been broken, I should be able to re-enter the game if I just exit now and enter the game again. Now it might crash, actually sometimes it does crash when I try to exit to my menu. Yeah, so it crashed. I'll be right back. Hello again. I'm back. Game seems to be working. Let's see if it actually works inside the save as well. I hope it does, because else way there might be some trouble doing everything I've done this live stream over again. It was quite a bit of things I have done actually. Taking a lot of time at the moment. Sometimes it takes even longer time than this, so this is not really a problem. It's normal for the game to use a lot of time entering when you have such a high amount of mods like I do. And assets as well, of course. They cause a bit of lag. But mostly the mods. Soon getting inside the game again. There you go. So I'm back inside here. Yeah, seems like the LOD is working again. Some glitch with the trees here apparently, because they are a different kind now. And I'm just gonna guess that's having an effect over here as well. Yep. Something strange with this thing here. I don't know what I've done to the mod. I just kind of don't like how the vanilla trees spawn inside the neighborhoods and stuff like that anyways. So I wanted them to be replaced by a different kind of tree, but now it just seems like it's replacing all kinds of trees everywhere. So definitely something strange with that mod. Let's see what else I can do with this area. Some colored trees. That could be nice. Let's actually make a more geometrical pattern here. Like that. And let's add another path there. And add a few of these. How does that look from the ground? Looks kind of strange, actually. This is a really small tree apparently. Could wish it was a bit bigger. This one. Okay, that's really big. This is a nice tree though, I could use a few of those. Does that look better? I don't know. Can't get this opening to feel good. Let's make a few entrances like this. Maybe another one of these garden areas here. Like that. And have a opening here towards the river. Let's see if I can do something more advanced, like a specific pattern in the hedge here. A sorry, how do I spell that? I'll try and look that up. These are probably a bit too separated to be effective. Try and fix that. And maybe it's a bit strange as well to have bushes in a maze like that. Yeah, maze, that's what it's called. Does this work? It's too small. Let's find the normal hedge. This one. Decrease the spacing a bit so they kind of collide into each other so that the strange edge wouldn't show up. Okay, so when I do that, the fencing mode won't work. Doesn't seem to be working too well. For some strange reason. Can I do both? Oh, okay, I can actually. That's much better. Let's add an opening here and let's close this off. Kind of hard to make this work even in fence mode. Let's add a few holes, like so. Let's just have this spiral in towards the middle. Like so. Now I can more easily choose what path should be the one. At the moment they can go this way and this way. I need to change something about that. I also need more ways that ends. That could work. Let's see what else. So now they can go that way, and that way. But that's too easy because you can just go through the first exit. I think. Or should that be possible? Let's do... Okay, actually, I think that will work. What I need to do is add another block here. Blocker there. And the path needs to be over here. And through there. So now they have to go let's block this one as well. Now they have to go here and here or here. But this one should work, so I'll have to block that off as well. Let's move this exit. Is that too tight, too narrow? I think that can work. Let's also add another one here and here. And here. Could I add one here as well? Well, I think this one should be okay. I want to add another one. Actually, just block this one off and then add a entrance there instead, or here. That would make more sense. Let's see here. If you go this way, you can go exit there. But that's a little bit too easy, isn't it? Block that one off. Like so. Let's have an exit there, which doesn't help them at all, unless they cheat and go through the hedge here. Let's make that a little bit harder. Seven. And if you just make a wall of these around. Let's block this one off. So let's try and find a path. You'll have to go through here, 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 in there, around like that, and not there, but there. So yeah, that should be quite difficult to find. It looks quite nice as well. Yeah, that's a nice detail. Now I could add some trees, that would be quite cool as well. Have a tree in here and have one in here. Once you have done this a few times, well, I guess you know the path anyway, but you will kind of learn to see where the trees are, maybe. Probably not, you'll just remember the path anyways. Let's see, where's the entrance? Oh, it's right here. So it was kind of invisible, but that was the entrance. Really narrow this thing, you know. I'm just going in circles. So I was in there, wasn't I? Well, it should be possible to solve. So I don't know why I didn't do it, but I guess it takes some time. Yeah, let's do something here. Move this one a bit further down. Try and find the middle, about there. And okay. About there. And let's add a patch of concrete here. A tile. That way. And now let's add a fountain on top here, on top of this. I bet it's on parks. Though I'm not sure exactly where. So for all I know, it could be on the other end of this list. This banner is interesting. I'll have to take a look at that later. Also, I'm gonna place this car right now so I don't have to find that later. Yeah, here's the fountain. So let's add that like that. Try and keep it in the middle. Like so. Oops. Yeah, that's good. Fountain. Some more of these, maybe? I don't know. Some fence. Beehive. That's interesting. Camping car. Yeah. I'm not sure where I could put that, but I guess I'll make a bigger parking area soon. Let's find a concrete tile to put the cars on. Is this too big? Let's disable the zoning there. I think that could work. Let's make this angle here a bit finer. And let's add a few cars. Well, I don't have any sports cars or vehicles like that. So I might have to do something about that. Go on the workshop, download some sport car assets. Keep a good distance since this is a really large area. And let's also add some camping cars or caravans, wherever that was. Was it here? Yeah. So like that. For this one, which doesn't have any light on, I think that kind of makes more sense. At the moment it's floating. I'm gonna try and fix that. The other vehicles floating a bit as well, I see. They should snap to the terrain if I just move them down enough. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if it's just me, but it kind of looks like the backlights on these cars are glowing, like the car is actually on. Which I find kind of strange. Oh yeah, I could add a few of these along the road here. That would actually be nice. Not that many. 90 degrees and 20 meters separation. Remove the first tree like that, or just have one. That could also actually be an option as well. Let's take a look at the different other banners or flags which are available. These are some of the ones I made myself. This has a bit of a thicker white line than the other one. The Kyrgyzstani flag, Greek flag, could that make sense? Have them sort of stand beside each other like this. Small Norwegian flag. Is this tall enough to make sense? least the other ones are a bit hefty, or I don't even know if that's an English word, by the way. A bit too much, basically. Could that be better? Let's try and use that one. I'm gonna rotate it the other way so it points away from the river. What other signs are there? There's this banner. That could be interesting. Anyways. Oh, this is a heavy barrier. At the moment there's no way to close that one though. So that might be a bit strange. Should consider doing something about that. Now, isn't there a stop sign somewhere? This one. Stop. I could actually have one of those here. Let's go back here again. Back middle. Actually, I don't want to have that stop sign, since there's really no other people than the ones living there that's supposed to use it. But I could have some light poles. Let's see if I can make this work. Add a few of these along the road. Here as well, I think. Let's see how that looks in the night. Okay, actually I have disabled that. Gameplay, use day night cycle. That doesn't look too bad. Actually, I think that looks really well in the night. Let's go back to daytime. About there. Kind of have this one paused. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, was this area here. I was sort of looking for a barrier. If I can find that, that would be great. Maybe here. Yeah, it was this one, just it has to be open so it doesn't look weird whenever a car drives through there. Yeah, this one. Like that, and remove these underneath. Let's copy some of these, put them along here. And that's pretty cool. Hedges seem to disappear quite fast, actually. That's kind of sad. Faster than the bushes. So if I just made it in bush, that would actually make this hedge be visible further away. But I guess there's nothing to do with that now. Kinda cool to have one household own this whole thing. Isn't it? I'd say it is. Okay. Some massive mistake here has happened. That's not good. Let's go over here. Okay, these are still fine. These are supposed to be bushes. That's why they are so close together. I was hoping I could fix that. Actually, I'm gonna Well, I'm gonna add it right there, because first of all it's quite late right now, so I'll have to leave anyways very soon, and I'm gonna disable that tree property up mode, that's what it's called, which is basically doing this thing. And I'm also gonna take a few screenshots, which means I'll have to disable the UE for streaming. So I'll see you another time. If you like this, you can subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Anyways, see you another time.